Hi guys, this is Agnes. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to crochet this beautiful orange dress. It's got these beautiful details. I love the mesh around the waist and the chains that are on the sleeves. It makes it just look, unique. The most thing I love about it is you can wear a bra under it because it's got this full coverage. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Give me some psych to make more videos, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Let's get into it. So for this project, I'll be using medium weight yarn. This is acrylic in a brand Winter King, a Kenyan brand. I'll be using a measuring tape and scissors. I'll also be using a 2.5 millimeter hook, my favorite. So yeah, so you'll need to take your hips measurements for this project. Whatever measurements you have, subtract 4 inches. So we'll make a foundation chain. I have 38 hip measurements, minus 4, that's 34. So make a slip knot and chain as many chains as your measurements. So I'll chain until when I stretch the chain, I have 34 inches. So go ahead and do the same. I'm done with my chains. I chained 134, and when I stretch them out, I get 34 inches. So whatever measurements you have, you'll work with that. So we are going to connect the chains on both sides. Straighten up your chain and make sure it's not entangled. Insert your hook on the first chain on where we started from. And make a slip stitch. So we're going to be, for row 1, we're going to be working with double crochet. So simply chain 3, yarn over, insert your hook in the first chain, yarn over, pull through once, yarn over, pull through twice, yarn over, insert your hook in the next chain, yarn over, pull through once, yarn over, pull through twice, yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, just like that. So make double crochets in all the chains. That's what we'll be working with for the first row. Okay, we'll meet when you're done. So I'm coming to the end of the row, and sorry about the noise. So simply put the last double crochet and connect the 2 sides. So you will simply make a slip stitch in that very first stitch, and you're connected. So row 2 is going to be a bit different. Chain 3. We are going to work with front panel and back panel. So for front panel, put your hook under that very first double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through once, yarn over, pull through all, insert, yarn over. So now back panel, you go to the back, put your hook at the back, so pull through under that very double crochet, yarn over, pull through once, yarn over, pull through twice. Front panel, like we did before, put your hook under, that's from the front, yarn over, pull through once, yarn over. We have 3, yarn over, pull through twice, yarn over, pull through. Yeah, so that's how that will be the pattern. Front panel and back panel, like that. So this will be our waistband, and we'll put a drawstring once we are done. So don't mind about the width of the waist. So do that pattern for the front panel and back panel until you're done with the row. So I'm at the end of the second row, doing my last panel. Once you're done, make a slip stitch to connect, and we'll go to row 3, just like we're doing for row 2. So front panel, put a double crochet and a double crochet in the back panel, and basically that's the same pattern as we did for row 2. We are now doing it for row 3. Front panel, back panel. Okay, then complete row 3, and we'll take it from there. So at the end of row 3, make a slip stitch, and we'll work on row 4. So for row 4, chain 3 like we're doing before. Now we're only going to work the front panel, no more back panel. So all stitches in front panel, all stitches in front panel. Make double crochets in front panel only front panel, all stitches. And that will be the pattern for this row, and all the rows will be doing. So this part is the bottom part of the skirt. So we're going to work our way downwards, from waist downwards. So go ahead and complete this row, only working in the front panel. I'm done with row 4. Make a slip knot, and yeah, so for the next 19 rows we'll be working in front panel only, to make a total of 20 rows. So repeat row 4 for a total of 20 rows. double crochet only in front panel. Sorry about the noise. Okay, do your 20 rows, and when you're done, we will mate. How pretty is that inside out though? That's how it looks so far. So I'm coming to the end of my 20th row, and the next row will start to decrease. So finish up your 20 rows and make a slip stitch, and that's it. So let's start to decrease. Chain 3. Just do like how you were doing it. So we'll only be decreasing 1 stitch on each side. So determine the middle of your skirt. Yeah. So mine, I'll just, pull this out. So if you have a stitch marker, please use a stitch marker so that you can easily identify the sides of your skirt. So just continue doing what you were doing in the front panel, putting a double crochet in the front panel until you get to the side of your skirt, so that you can do your decrease. Okay, so this is where I'd pulled out the yarn, or if you get into your stitch marker, and yeah, that's it. Now I got to where I'd pulled out my yarn. So to decrease, we are simply going to, instead of putting in one front panel, we will do 2 panels at once, like that. So just do a double crochet in 2 panels, and then continue with the same pattern like before. that is our decrease. So you will also do the same for this other part on this other side, and I'll meet you when you're done. Coming to the end of this row of our first decrease, so simply make a slip stitch, and yeah, that's it. So for the next row, we are not going to do any decreases, so that will be the pattern decrease, one on the right side and the other on the left side, and the next row no decrease. So after that row of no decrease, the next will be decrease, like that. So one row of decrease, one row of no decrease, one row of decrease, the next row no decrease, decrease, no decrease, like that, until you have the desired length. Okay, so do that. I will meet you when you're done with your rows. So I went ahead and added 20 rows, more rows. That's from when we started to decrease. So that means I had 10 rows of decrease and then 10 rows of no decrease at all. So I got the height that I wanted, 16 inches. Yep, now that is how it looks so far. These are my 16 inches, so I have a total of 40 rows. So we are now going to work on the upper part. So you will attach your yarn just right here where we started from. So reattach your yarn and then chain 3 like we were doing before. So since it's the upper body, we'll need to reduce the stitches to make it slimmer. So in this first panel, just put a double crochet. This is the front panel, put a double crochet too. And then this back panel, still put a double crochet in front, just like we're doing with the skirt below. So yeah, continue doing that. So we have 1, 2, 3, and the fourth. So these are four double crochets on 4 panels. We are only using the front panel. So when you're done with 4 of them, 4 double crochets. Now when you're going to the 5th, that is where we'll do our decrease. So instead of just putting, this was a back panel, instead of putting only 1 double crochet, we'll put a double crochet in 2 panels, like how we're doing it when we're reducing the bottom part. So simply put 1 double crochet under 2 panels. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead of, there would have been 6 because these were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that will be the pattern. We'll be crocheting 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th we make a decrease like that all around. So one more time, only front panel, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to the 5th. So we combine these two to make 5. So it is crochet 4 panels, three, 4, and in the 5th make a decrease. So that means you put 1 double crochet under 2 panels, just like that. So that will be the pattern for this row. do that, and then you meet when you're back. So I'm coming to the end of that row. These are my 2 panels. I put 1 double crochet there, so let me finish up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, I'm done with that row. Make a slip stitch. So now we are going to continue with the pattern we had on the bottoms. Just put 1 double crochet front panel in all the stitches for this row. Coming to the end of this second row, so just make a slip stitch, and yeah, now we are going to work on the mesh part. So chain 5, 1, 2, sorry, start afresh. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 3. So we're skipping 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th, make a single crochet. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3. In the 4th, make a double crochet, a single crochet, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3. In the 4th, make a single crochet, like that. So that will be the pattern for this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Skip 3. In the 4th, make a single crochet. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 3. 1, 2, 3. In the 4th stitch, make a single crochet. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 3. 1, 2, 3. And in the 4th stitch, make a single crochet. Do that for this row, and then I'll see you when you're done. So I've come to the end of the first row, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So if the number of stitches doesn't match the rest, it's okay. So instead of 4, instead of putting here, I'll put in this very first stitch that we started with on that row, and make a single crochet. So for the next row, we are going to slip stitch because we have 5 here. So we are going to slip stitch till the 3rd chain. So 1, 2, and 3. So slip stitch in the first 3 chains. That's what you'll be doing for every row. The beginning of the row, you'll slip stitch into 3 chains, and then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to, instead of the single crochet we're using in that first row, we are now going to use a slip stitch. So in your 3rd chain, which is the middle chain, simply make a slip stitch. Then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3rd chain, make a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look for the 3rd chain and make a slip stitch. So that will be the pattern for this row. Make a slip stitch. So finish up this row, and I will get back. So I've come to the end. This is where we started from. So at the beginning of the second row, that's where you'll put your slip stitch down here. Put your slip stitch. Yeah. And then, like I said, for the third row, you have to start with 3 slip stitches in 3 chains. 1, 2, and 3. And then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then in the third chain on the next chain, simply make a slip stitch like we were doing before. Chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and make a slip stitch in the middle chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a slip stitch in the middle chain. So go ahead and complete row 3, and then row 4, and then row 5. Yeah. So let's meet when you have. Do that till you have a total of 6 rows, and then we'll meet when you're done. Come to the end of the row. Make a slip stitch. So we'll not be doing any more mesh. We wanted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows, and I'm done with the 6 rows. So on this part, just finish it off. Cut off your yarn. Okay. So now we are going to reattach the yarn because we want to work with this stitch for the bust area, and the middle part is not where we are right now, so we need to find the middle part again so that we don't have this line going aside on the upper body. So find your middle part. I think for me it is this. This is my middle part. So I'll reattach my yarn. I've reattached my yarn. So we're going to work with the double crochet stitch that we're working with before. So chain 3, and in these chain spaces, the mesh chain spaces we were doing, since we were skipping 3 when we started, we'll only be putting 3 double crochets in the chain space, and then of course the 4th one where we were putting the slip stitch or the single crochet that we started with. So since this is the middle of the chain, I'll put 1, and then another, the 4th one here, over here, like that. So for the next chain, I will put 3, 1, 2, and 3, like that. Then the 4th one will go into where I had the slip stitch. So these are 4. So that will be our pattern for this row. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and then the 4th one in the slip stitch. 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 crochet, and the 4th one goes into the slip stitch. Just like that, repeat the pattern, and we'll meet when you come to the end of the row. So we'll simply make a slip stitch in there. So from now on, we are going to do the front panel. So chain 3. In this double crochet, just put your hook under, make a front panel, double crochet, like that. So that will be the pattern. for this row and the rest of the rows. So I did a total of 15 rows. Depending on your height, you can do maybe more. When you pull this, when you put this on and pull it, it should be able to cover your full bust area. So let me see how many inches from that we did from waist. From the waist, these are about 8 inches long. That's what I did. So yeah, now just going to cut off the yarn and work on the sleeves. So for the sleeves, I'll reattach my yarn from, let's count 5 double crochets from the middle parting, this middle parting. So we count 8 crochets going on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, not 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, okay. Let's make them 13 because when I come back on the chain, it will be on this other side. Okay, so 11, 12, 13. So in the 13th here, in the 13th double crochet, I will reattach my yarn. Reattach your yarn like that, and then chain 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. So I have 40. So on the other side, I really don't take time like to be exact. So on the other side, I will just, reattach on the other end. So when I see where this is the opposite side, simply make a slip stitch. In one of the double crochets opposite, and now slip stitch 3 within 3 stitches, 2 and 3. That's in 3 double crochets. So now we have this. So turn your work, and now we're going to do double crochets in all the chains. So yarn over, first double crochet, second double crochet, and put double crochets across all the 40 chains that you made. Okay, so I'm done with my 40 double crochets going back on the chain. So now let's reattach this from the 10th double crochet from the middle parting. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, that's where we make the slip stitch like that, and we have ourselves a sleeve. So just finish off and cut your yarn. You'll sew in the ends once you're done. So we have a sleeve. So we're now going to work on the chain design that is on the sleeves. I already did one side, so simply identify from this other side on the outer end. That's where we'll attach the chains. So identify the middle of your sleeve. That first stitch is the middle stitch, then the second one, leave it, skip that, and in the third stitch, that's where you reattach your yarn. So reattach your yarn and chain 10. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So go on the other side, the opposite side, in that third chain, insert your hook like that, and make a slip stitch like that. So we have this first chain. So slip stitch in the next stitch. So going to the next stitch, make a slip stitch. Now chain 20. So the difference will be 10 for every chain. So now chain 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. So 20. Now go to the opposite side. In that very next stitch, without skipping any stitch, that very next stitch, slip stitch. Once you slip stitch, then slip stitch in the next chain. Okay. Now we are going to start chain 3, which will be 30. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. So now you attach this on the other side. On the other side, so don't skip any stitch, simply make a slip stitch in that very next stitch. So make a slip stitch like that, and then another slip stitch in the next stitch. Now we are going to, this is 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to chain 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 40. So yeah, now you slip stitch on this other side without skipping any chain. Make a slip stitch and then make another slip stitch in the second stitch, and now start on chain number 5. So you do 50. So that will be the pattern until you get to 14 chains. So when you get to 14 chains, of course, you'll chain 140, and that will be the end. Cut off your yarn and do the other sleeve. So yeah, continue with that chain, and I'll see you when you're done.